Okay, everybody, I'm back. This is Robin with Zimmy Simple Designs. Hopefully we can get this worked out. I am going to be in Jan's Creations of Jan's Crafty Friends Marketplace. We are doing a duo today, and hopefully this time it works. So hopefully my friends will come back and join me, and we can get Miss Colleen with a couple of tra-la-las back on and do this duo. Yep, I'm back. Hello, Wendy. Hopefully this works this time. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm here. You can support me, and nothing came up. Okay. Okay, you're gonna send it now. Okay. Hopefully pray that I see the invite, guys, and we can do this. If not, I guess I could go live by myself. Hi, Tina. Thank you for sprinkling. I appreciate that. That's awful sweet of you. We like that when you sprinkle us out. It helps bring you. All right, there it is. Okay, I hit it. Hello, Beverly. Okay, I hit it. What happened? Hi, Levon. Thank you for coming back, everybody. And I don't know that we're going to, because I'm not seeing it. I did see one, and I hit the invite, but nothing happened. But, like I said, I can just go live by myself. Hi, Yvonne. Hi, Janet. Welcome, everybody. Hi, Griselda. Thank you guys for coming back. I really appreciate it. I'm not sure that we're going to be able to do this duo. Facebook is not cooperating with us today. So I may just go live on my own, which is fine. I don't mind that. Just kind of keeping my eye open, see if I can see, kind of watch. I'm going to make a birdhouse today, and I'm using this heart. And the heart is, Sadie, that's enough, is one of the hearts for my vintage heart wood kit. Another little heart comes with it. She needs to be on my live and requested. Well, we're supposed to be on a duo today, Yvonne, but it's not working. So I don't know. Hi, Wendy. Thanks for coming back. And I've waxed it. I've stained and waxed the heart. You're on my page. Hi, Brenda. Yeah, I don't see a request at all. Hi, Sandy. Welcome. Yeah, I'm not seeing a request at all. I'm not seeing anything where I can invite anybody, nothing. Sorry, guys. And I saw the one request, and I did push it, and nothing happened. So I don't know. I'm sorry. I did my best, I promise. And I'm not even seeing anything on mine. The link to the Creations to Jan's Crafty Friends of Jan's Crafting Friends Marketplace is in the description, guys. Please join. You should see 2 little heads at the bottom. I don't see that, Inga. I don't see that. Usually when people come on, I'll see a little thing that'll come up. Would you like to invite whoever to my live? And that's not even coming up today. Nope. Not even square. The only square I see is for comments and to finish. So I don't know what's going on. Nope, never saw a request to join. That never came up. So, yeah. Because I've done, like I said, I've done a duo before, and she, hit to invite me onto her live. I saw it, and I joined it, and we had no problem. Swipe to the left. It just says to swipe to reveal comments. Hi, Levon. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, I'm going to turn, and I'm going to use this little pedestal that I got from Woodpecker Crafts. This is where this came from. And I am an affiliate with them. And the link for that is, if you go to my about information and go to my link tree, it's in there. So anyway, so I have this tissue paper, and we're going to put that on this birdhouse. And this, if you ever order from Christina over at the Rust Covered Cottage by Christina, if you ever order any of her wood kits, she likes to wrap her wood kits in different types of tissue paper, and she wrapped one of my wood kits in this tissue paper, and I thought it was really cool, and I hung on to it, and we're going to use it to put on my bird. Hi, Wendy. So first, I'm going to paint. We're going to paint this heart. I'm just going to paint it Milk Jug by Home Decor chalk paint. Hi, Tina. Hi, guys. Thank you guys for hanging in there. I am so sorry for all of that. Yeah. Yeah, it is really cool tissue paper. So we're going to do that. But I'm going to first, like I said, I'm going to paint this and chippy it just a little. First of all. So everybody having a good day? Mine was... That was a little stressful. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I feel bad because I was kind of looking forward to doing this duo with her. So, well, there's always next time, right? There's always next time. So everybody having it's gorgeous here in Iowa today. I live in Fort Dodge, Iowa, and it is like in the upper 70s, I think close to 80 today. And it has been for the last couple of days. Sadie, that is enough. Sadie, get on it. Stop it. Sorry about that, guys. Stop. The kids are just going home. You don't need to bark. But things are going to change. We're supposed to be getting a really bad storm. Tonight into tomorrow, and rain. So we're kind of under a storm watch. Sadie, that is enough. She's been quiet all day, of course. Not barked at anybody, and of course, as soon as I go live, she's gonna act up. Isn't that how it goes? And my husband cut these out, just some scrap pieces of wood, and that's going to be our roof of our Sadie. That's enough. The kids are getting out of school. That's part of the... They usually don't get out this early. I didn't think they got out until about 3, but... Sadie. No. No. That's enough. Oh. I guess I wanted to paint all the sides, but now that I think about it. Storm is getting... You're north of Ottumwa. Cheryl, I'm in Fort Dodge. And I am very familiar with Ottumwa. We have family down there, but we lived down there for a little while. When we lived here in Iowa, moved away, and we're now back. And when we lived here the first time, we lived in Blakesburg, which is outside of Ottumwa. But my husband's father-in-law and brother-in-law still, and I have a niece that lived in Ottumwa. So, yeah, I'm familiar with that area. Thank you. From Maryland, Miss Cheryl, how are you today? So, yeah, it's supposed to get stormy. So I'm going to dry this because I am going to paint the other side. Where are you at? Hedrick. Hey, I know right where Hedrick is. Yep, I know where Hedrick is. We have friends that, when we lived down there, lived in Hedrick. You enjoy your way? Yeah, enjoy it. I am too, but it's not gonna last. Thanks, Jan, for sprinkling. Okay, I'm gonna flip this. I did not wax this. I'm gonna wax it real quick so I can chippy. I only did one side, wasn't thinking. You know, one of those. And I just use a votive candle from Dollar Tree. I buy like the package. Hey, Andrena. It's like a package of 12. That's where I get my candles. And that's what I use. But any kind of a candle will work, whatever you have on hand. Will work just fine for waxing, to get that chippy look. Okay, so I've got everything soaked that I need right now. Yeah, yep, you're right, Cheryl. That's what it's gonna do here. We're supposed to get a storm that's coming in tonight, and all day tomorrow we're supposed to get rain. So, and then down back into the 50s. So it's not going to last, unfortunately. So yesterday, I was doing a little bit of crafting. And I was doing some hot gluing. Yeah, I did some hot gluing. And I hot glued my hand. I was hot gluing cardboard and rubbing it, and I went, doop, with the hot glue. It was like, okay. So I really burnt my hand pretty bad yesterday. And I probably should paint this little piece. We're gonna do this birdhouse. We're gonna turn this heart upside down like this, is what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna put it on this base. That's why this little piece of wood sticking out. And I'm gonna probably paint this dark brown I decided not to get the stain out. But we're going to glue it on there. And this is going to be our roof for our birdhouse. And then this is going to be just, I cut a little, found some little round discs. I got it from Hobby Lobby. These little round pieces. And we're going to use that for the hole. Yeah, I know. I was like, really? Seriously? You did that? I couldn't believe it. And I'm just going to find my truffle here because it's pretty close to this. We're not going to see this sticking out. You're not going to see it from the front because I'm going to make a bow and we'll glue the bow to there. But I am going to go ahead and paint it. So I'll hold off on the chipping just yet. I am going to go ahead and paint it. And I'm just using Java from Home Decor chalk paint. So it kind of, you know, it looks okay all the way around instead of, yeah, you know what I mean? It'll kind of all blend in from both sides. It won't just stick out this plain piece of wood. So, and like I said, I've already put some glue down in there. I used my Tight Bond and glued it. And hopefully it will stay. But there, that looks a little better than, you know, that bare wood. I just hadn't, it was a last minute thing. I wasn't thinking when I was putting this together, I guess. You know, some days. So I'm just gonna paint our little round. In fact, maybe I'm thinking I might just leave it this natural color and not even paint it. Just leave it like that, I think is what I'm gonna do. So never mind, we're gonna put that away and we're just gonna do that. And now we're gonna chippy. And I just got this is a scraper I got from Harbor Freight. And we're gonna get some chippy going. If you guys are new to me, I love old, I love vintage. I just love that chippy and old crackle. So if you like that, then you'll enjoy, hopefully enjoy what I do. And if you are new, you'll hit that follow button and come watch me again. So my middle granddaughter, for her birthday, wanted a Chinese checkerboard. That's what we got for Chippy. I am chippying, but I'm not getting too crazy about it because, like I said, we're going to put that tissue paper. But I don't mind that you're going to see the chippy through the tissue paper. So that's what we're doing. That's what we got so far. But anyway, we bought the wood piece for it, and then my son-in-law, originally we have a CNC machine to cut this, to make the Chinese checkerboard for her. Well, my son-in-law, they live in Texas, which is my daughter's husband, current husband, and her stepdad. They also have, oh, thank you, Andrena. They also have a CNC machine. So what my husband decided to do was just send him the wood piece and had him make the Chinese checkerboard. Well, he got it done and sent us a picture, and we called her yesterday and asked her how much, if she liked her Chinese checkerboard, and she did. Well, while we were on the phone, I don't know if some of you are not new to me or follow me all the time, know that my daughter's 3-year-old grandson, her son, not grandson, my grandson, her son, she's potty training him. Well, he's discovered pottying outside. Well, while we were on the phone with her, he had to go potty. Well, he not only had to go potty, he had to make sure to show Mama and Papa what he could do. So, we got to see him go potty outside. But the cutest part of that was, when he got done, he like shook his little butt. He did this little butt shake thing afterwards. Oh, I was like, really? Hi, Angie. I am making a birdhouse. I'm taking this heart and I'm turning it upside down, and we're going to make it into a birdhouse. Yeah, congrats to him. He's quite the character. He's quite the character. So now I'm going to take my tissue paper and get it over here, because that's what we're going to put on this. And I think, and this actually was inspired by doing this. I had one of my vintage heart wood kits. I had the set cut out, and I was just setting upstairs in my inventory. And when I seen one of the gals from Chalk It Up Fancy, she took a heart and made a cute birdhouse. So it was inspired by her. But I thought it was really cute, and it just, yeah. I just thought it was a really cute idea. And I'm just kind of cutting this just to get it cut down a little bit easier to manage. I'm not going to trace it. We'll just do this. And I'm trying to see how I had this folded so I could get it folded back up. Maybe. It is. It's pretty paper. If you ever order from Christina, from the Rust Covered Cottage by Christina, if you ever order her wood kits, she wraps her wood kits in tissue paper, and you never know what kind you're going to get. And she wrapped one of my wood kits in this tissue paper, and that's where it came from. So I'm sorry I can't tell you where it came from other than that. So, but it is really neat tissue paper. And for some reason, I thought, I don't know, this tissue paper in a birdhouse, I don't know why. I just, you know, I guess for something different. So I'm using Pent Art Decoupage Varnish and Glue. Sadie, that is enough. Sadie, no. Turn around, no. No. Oh, you stinker. Like I said, she's been good all day, and now I'm gone live, and she wants attention, I think, or something. I don't know. I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel here. Hopefully it's enough, but I do have another bottle, so. Sadie, that is enough. All right. And then I'll probably wax this a little, get it. I'm thinking I might even get my Dixie Belle dirt to kind of grunge it up. I don't know, we'll see. You know, it's a birdhouse. I was in my kitchen today, and I have this gorgeous wind chime, one of those big metal wind chimes. And I was in my kitchen today, and I heard this. Of course, the wind's blowing, so it was, you know, making its beautiful noise, you know. And all of a sudden, I heard this, like, thump. And I was letting the dogs out. I thought, wonder what that is. So I went to look outside, but the dogs wanted out, and my wind chime fell. The hanger to it broke, and it fell. So now we got to figure out how to fix it so I can get it hung back up. So I was really bummed about that. Yeah, you're right, Tanya. You're right. No matter if it's kids or the dogs, you're right. Sometimes the kids or the dogs can be worse than the kids, you know? Yeah, not good, Wendy. I wish, you know, some of the, because it's those, the wind chime is one of those metal, look like metal tubes. And some of them have fallen off, but it was still together enough that it would chime, but it sounds absolutely gorgeous. And my husband was looking at it to see how we could, you know, fix it to attach the ones that, there was 2 of them that had fallen off. So I don't know, that the hanger just gave out. So now we're going to have to figure out how to attach them and get it. Thank you guys for all those hearts. And also get a new hanger for it so I can get it hung back up. So now I'm going to get my little gator and we're going to sand this down. Okay. Looking at time here. And then we got our neighbor man grows asparagus. And he's got quite an abundance this year. So he brought us over some asparagus. So he'll be sharing his asparagus with us. And probably his daughter. We got some from him last year. So, and it tastes better from the garden than it does. Yeah, that's a thought, Tanya. Chain, a garden chain. Yeah, we'll have to look at something to get it repaired. So he's just gotta, you know, figure it out, look at it really well and see what we can figure out. So, okay, I'm gonna get my wax out. And I just used the Bare Dark Wax from Home Depot. And we're gonna go around this, and so I'm gonna figure out kind of where I probably should have maybe sanded that and get that, some of that white paint from laying there from the chippy, but that's okay. I want that there. All right. Now we're gonna grunge it up. Okay, here we go. Today's Monday, huh? It sure feels like a Monday, huh? Yeah, the neighbor man, he's sweet. He brings me bags because I use those plastic bags for shipping and cardboard, and he kind of helps a gentleman out that has chickens, and he brings us eggs. You get it? All right, Wendy. I like it. I've used the Kiehl's Dark Wax works just as well too. Or Dixie Belle has one that's called the Best Dang Wax. That's a good one to use. You know, and you wouldn't have to do this step. You know, this is just what I prefer. If you want to make one of these, you could do it real whimsical. There are so many ways that you could make this a birdhouse like this, real cutesy. This is just my kind of version of it. But this is just giving you some inspiration to do what you like. All right. And I think I'm going to take some of this. This is on the roof. We got to go this way since I got it down. Get some on here. I'm really going to get some on the roof here. Get it all kind of grunged. So anybody have any special plans for the week? I don't. Other than hopefully weather the storm. I don't have much planned. Have a couple more lives I might do, but other than that, I'm going to go in here. Actually, I'll finish this one. I painted both ends. Okay. So it's not going to matter. And these were, like I said, just some scrap pieces of wood that I had around. Paint sticks would work. Whatever you have, you use. Something fun with the girls? No, neither one of them have any recitals or anything. You got the twins this week, Andrina, or not? You got the week off. So I know you babysit. Oh no. A craft fair coming up. Oh my goodness, Angie, you're going to be busy. You are going to be really busy. Hopefully you do well at your craft fair. Have you done this craft fair before? Is it your first time? You have them today and Wednesday. Hey, Miss Kathy, how are you? How you doing today, my friend? Okay, I'm going to get my dirt out. And this is just Dixie Belle dirt. Oh, dropped my hands. It's called Dixie Belle dirt in the color earth. And you do have to have some kind of wax. Whether it's clear wax, dark wax, any kind of wax, because this is a powder. And I just normally use my dark wax to apply this. And I just use a soft bristle brush. And I just designated this brush for this purpose. And you just, wherever you have the wax, you're going to take and add this dirt. Will stick to that. And it just adds just a little bit more grunge to your piece. And it looks like dirt. And you know, the birdhouses are outside, you know, and the birds around it, and it gets a little grungy and dirty, and you know, and then the roof, of course, with the outside and the weather. And so we're going to add some to this, just in places, just to add a little more grunge to it. I've been using this a lot. I've just been having fun with it. And I'll show you here in a minute where I've got it. But you can see right there how it just kind of makes it look a little, just adds a little more grunge, a little more dirt to it. Wherever you put that wax. And we're going to add some on here on our other piece. All right. I will have to get a picture of my granddaughter's Chinese checkerboard for you guys and post it. She was really happy with it. It was kind of late. Her birthday's in January. Took a little time, but her stepdad was a little busy, so. But it got done, and she was happy with it. She even played with her mom the night she got it done. She just needs to paint the little, you know, the little dots that are in there. She's going to paint them the color, you know, the different colors of marbles that she found for the game. So she was thrilled. She was happy with it. We did our other granddaughter wanted a cribbage board, and my husband did the wood all up and sent it, and my son-in-law drilled, you know, used the CNC machine to do the holes in it. So this is what we've got going on so far with our birdhouse. I'll show you here in a minute. Got some grunge on here. Oops. So that's how it's looking so far. Got some grunge on there. And I'm going to turn it around. Get the lid put back on there before I spill it. I've already spilt it one time. I was on live and was showing the powder to holding it up, and it slipped out of my hands, and I had powder, and it's a really, really fine powder. That was fun to clean up. I don't want to do that again. Okay, so we're gonna get our, hey Beverly. Thank you, Miss Beverly. How is Mama Bev today? All right, so I'm going to use my Tight Bond and my CA glue to glue this on, to glue this up, and hopefully my CA glue works for me today. Whoa, yes, it worked way too much. I'm going to have I've got lots of CA glue. And I'm trying not to get it on my fingers because, yeah. Hi, Ruby. Welcome. Thank you for the sprinkles. I appreciate that. I'm going to have to be careful because that really comes out now. There we go. Just a little bit. And we're going to get that on. Whoa. For our little birds. And then we're going to get the roof on. Let's see. I think I'm going to put it on here. Hi, artists. How are you today? Okay. Now I'm going to kind of, I do have a little bit of time with this, so I'm going to kind of hold this up and see how that's got to go on and hold it. So I know how this goes together. Okay. And I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to put a little here and just go up here. Got paint on me. Hello, Tina. Welcome. You guys, thank you for joining me. If you're just joining me, I am in an event with Creations of Jan's Crafty Friends Marketplace. Inga is up after me. This was supposed to be a duo with Colleen with a couple of tra-la-las, but we couldn't get it to work. So I am by myself. So hopefully the rest of them won't have any problems. And we have auction events in there and buy it now events in there. We have silent auctions and live auctions. Come on. But you do have to join the group. It's a free group, but it's a private group. And the link is in the description to join. Angie's up next. When I look, maybe I was looking at the wrong lineup. I thought it was Inga. Maybe I was looking, and you know what? I was in a hurry trying to look, so one of them's up. With all of the, I had to get off and get back on, and yeah, it was a thing. I forgot to. So you could be right, Angie. So I apologize if it is Jan, our hostess, Miss Jan with Fine Again Finds too. Okay, thanks, Angie. I'm sorry. My apologies. Come on and dry. Why won't you dry and stick? There we go. It's getting dry. Hello, Susan. But I go to, you're fine. Thank you for helping. I appreciate it. You know, I need as much help as I can get. Believe me. Oh my. All right, so that's what we have so far. And I probably won't get this finished, but I will take a picture and I will post it. So then I'm going to add that to this little pedestal. Yeah, we got it worked out. It's Miss Jan with Fine Again Finds 2 is up next. I don't know who she's on with. Maybe she's on with Inga. I don't. No, it's a phone a friend, isn't it? Hi, Stephanie. So I'm going to put, I think I'm just going to use this CA glue on here. Just a little. Like that. And I'm going to do this backwards so you guys can see. And I'm just going to hold this a minute. That should dry pretty fast. Thank you, Griselda. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank y'all so much for being here, spending some time with me. I always appreciate it. Hello, Miss Robin. I'm just going to hold this for a few minutes. It does dry pretty quick, but I just want to make sure it stays. Oh, come on. Sometimes it takes it a few minutes to dry, and I don't want it. Hopefully it stays. Please stay. I maybe should have used hot glue with it, but come on. All right. It's not gonna stay. Come on, you think. Every time I'm live, if I was doing this not on a live, it would work just fine. What I might do is let's see if I can maybe squirt a little hot glue in there. I don't know if that'll work or not. Okay. I think we got it. All right. Lid. Okay, so if you have any Valentine hearts laying around, this is a cute idea that you can do with them. So then I just have just a few pieces of lace and fabric. And I got this fabric the other day at Hobby Lobby. And it has, of course, I've cut it, but it was kind of like vintage looking, and it had birds and and I just thought it would be, it kind of went with the paper that I'm using. So we're going to make a bow. Of course, it's probably going to be bigger than what I wanted to originally be. I don't know if I'm going to put all of them in there. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. And I may make a tag. We're going to use at least this and this other little, and actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I may not even use that fabric. I may just use these because I really don't want it very big. I just have this vintage lace. Let's see, let's put it in half. We're gonna put that in there. And I don't want it down really long because that's not very tall. And just stick with the laces, I think. Gotta watch my time here. And I love my Bodabra, guys. All right. got that. And then this is sari silk that I'm using. And we're going to put a piece of that in there. Hey, Miss Kayla, how are you? You guys, if you are new to me, just that Kayla Jackson is my daughter. And she's the one with the little 3-year-old boy that I was telling you about. She's the one who has her hands full. He's a sweetie pie. All right, and then I just have this little other scrap little piece of lace that I thought would kind of go in there. Good, almost off work. Must be quiet. You're calling or you're watching. And Sawyer must be napping. I think. And I may take some of that milk jug and kind of do a dry brush on the pedestal just to bring in a little lighter color. Oh, he was up at 6 a.m. Yeah, I'm sure he did. All right, we're gonna get that tied up. Like I said, I didn't want too huge of a bow, but I thought it would be cute on here. And you guys stick around. If you are in the group, you can just stay in the group and hit refresh. And you can see Miss Jan, who's coming up next. And like I said, hopefully we'll pray that her duo works. And you guys can see 2 crafters and visit with them and see what they're gonna make. I'm sure it's gonna be just as amazing as what we previously saw, because there's some amazing crafters in this group, and I'll have to trim that down some more. But I'm just gonna pop that right in there and trim that down. Like I said, I didn't want anything really big. And I'll get a button and, yeah, all of the things. Is it hot there, 87? It's warm here in Iowa today, although it's gonna drop back down, so. All right. Like I said, I do have to trim this, but that's what we have so far. Our cute little birdhouse. And I think I am gonna do like a little tag. I think I'm gonna do a tag and say home sweet home, or, you know, but like I said, I'm gonna trim these. And when I trim these, I don't trim them all to the same length. I like having the different lengths. You know, just some shorter, some longer. Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate it. And do this one a little longer. All right, so that's what we have so far, and I'll work at fluffing that bow up, but that's what we have so far. I think it turned out pretty cute. And like, I may take a little bit of dry brush a little bit of that milk jug on there. Maybe just for something a little different. But anyway, thanks for all for joining me. Thanks for hanging in there with me, getting out and coming back on. I appreciate it. And you guys stick around and see Miss Jan and see what she has to do. And I thank you all so very, very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. And hopefully you guys have a wonderful, blessed rest of your day. Bye.